Good morning students, welcome back. So students, today again we will revise the chapter that is cultural diversity. Students, last class I had discussed about regionalism. Obviously now all the chapters we will revise one by one. So today I am going to discuss about the major part of regionalism, that is minority and the majority. What I said earlier, what do you mean by the minority and the majority? Obviously majority and minority in sociology is connected with religion. So you have to remember that one, that is the majority and the minority concepts. It connected with religion. Minority of any religion are those who are numerically weaker, means their number or their concentration is weaker as compared to the majorities. For example, in India, Hindus are the majority class, right? Another thing, it's also linked with the majority and the minority concept, that is inclusive nationalism. What is this? When all religions work together for one cause benefit of the country as a whole or for the well-being of the society. So what I said, when all religions work together for one cause benefit of the country to create unity in diversity. Okay, it recognizes a fraternity, diversity, but in spite of these we come together. Obviously we have Indians, we have lots of differentiations, because we have different languages. You know everything very well, that we have different languages, different religion and different tastes, different habits. So diversity is huge, but in spite of that we come together. So we try to do away with discrimination and create a democratic setup, right? So it's known as inclusive nationalism. And now the question is, what is exclusive nationalism? Students, you can get this kind of questions as a 2 marks or in maybe in the 1 marks. What do you mean by the inclusive nationalism, or write 2 features of exclusive nationalism, like that. Exclusive nationalism means when each religion does what in their point of view will benefit the country. The best way for the country to be progressive is by including inclusive reasoning in the constitutions, where all sections of society, including the minority also, are taken care of. The Constituent Assembly tried to include social, political, economic justice when the constitution was drafted. That is the features of exclusive nationalism. Okay. Now again I want to discuss about some points from minority. Minority, actually you have to also clear your views about the minority, because many such questions like the like example, what the governments had taken steps for the improvement of the minorities, or the how does the minorities improve their status or improve their scales in the society, like that. So for all these types of questions you have to clear your views about the minority and the features of the minority. Actually minority are numerically weaker, it's a very well known fact, and their needs are not taken care of. That's why they are minorities. They do not have a say in many matters. Okay, they have low, means the less opportunities in comparison to the majority. Okay, minorities are often discriminated against. They were discriminated from the government jobs, from the educational institutions, from different kinds of religious festivals, etc., and the rights and regulations from the society. So minorities are often discriminated against. There is a fear of insecurity, and they feel that they are at a disadvantage as they are a smaller group. Okay, all minorities have a sense of collective belonging, togetherness, and they are always together and protect their rights. So students, what now I am saying? All these are the features of the minority. They have a sense of loyalty towards their nation. Like Jain community, Jain, Parsis are the communities who are economically strong because they are the businessmen, but they are culturally and socially weak. Hindus are given many holidays, but for the festivals of Parsis and Jains, there are no holidays. Right? Now, the policies for the minorities. Policies means in election, it is very easy for the political parties to convert the numerically majority into political power. Minorities are at risk and are variable. Thus, a minority bloc takes place. At times, they have to give up their identity to save their position. All religions have the freedom to practice, preach, and profess their religion. In the Article 29 and the Article 30 are for the protection of the minorities. So what does it mean? Government has given a lot of rules and regulations. Obviously it's codified in written rules and regulations. That's why I told that in Article 20 and the Article 30 are for the protections of the minorities. Now I am going to discuss, that is Article 30. What about it? It's a provision. All religious community can start an educational institutions. It's a provision. Okay. All facilities that are given to other majorities should be also be given to the minorities. No religion should be imposed on a person because it will affect national unity. We believe in unity in diversity. Every country has minorities. Even if in Europe, Christians are majority class, whereas the Hindus, Sikh and the Jews are the minorities. Understood? So students, the features of the minorities and the provisions government had taken. It's a written documents, it's a law, Article 30. Understood? Now again I am going to discuss, that is same things, that is communalism. In my previous videos and previous June class, I had already discussed about the communalism. Again, those who have not understand yet, please try to concentrate and listen. What do you mean by the communalism, or what is actually it? Actually, communalism, extreme love for your religion. Extreme love for your religion. You consider every religion as inferior and subordinate. What student? You think that every religion is inferior and subordinate rather than you? The Western meaning of communalism is to do with community which is a group of people doing something in commune. That is, they are known as communalism. Actually, communalism is more to do with politics than religion in India because politicians use vote banks in the name of the religion. They give seats for religion. India is a diverse country. We knows very well because whenever there are more people and diversity, there is more an issues of communalism. Communalism, that is the aggressive political ideology linked with religion, love for your religion, but in a negative way. A communist develops aggressive political identity with uh, depends on every other religion and leads to communal riot. A communalist developed aggressive political identity which give birth every other religion and leads to communal riots. You believe your own religion, you are participating or you are performing your own religion, it's okay, but no need to criticize the other religions, no need to criticize the other communities people. So that's why it's create communal riots. Reason for communal riots are political integration. One community wants revenge on a community or average another community in the past. To regain lost pride to protect their community. During riots, violence, loss of lives, destruction of property, destructions of natural resources. Whenever there is a communal riot, the government in power must take responsibility and should protect the victims. After that, government has given lots of rules and regulations, and from that point of view we got the term, that is what? That is secularization, secularism. In Indian meaning, all religions should have and be given equal importance, and every individual is allowed to freely practice, preach, profess any religion of their choice. That's why nowadays we are Hindus, we are also performing the Merry Christmas. We are also performing holidays, or we are also performing rituals in the time of Guru Nanak birthday, or we are performing, or we are getting holidays in different religious activities from the other religion. But Western meaning, earlier the state was the control by the church. Okay, the word secular is used when the state is separate from the church. The church is not allowed to interfere in matter of the state. Though secularization evolved, religion is restricted to private domain and not public. Secularization came into being through modernity. When you consider various viewpoints related to rationality, where you do not attribute everything to religion, allow service to play a role, broadening and broadening of mindsets. In Indian meaning is a combination of both and opposite of communal because we allow all religions to exist equally. One kind of difficulty that exists in our country is the Western meaning and Indian meaning of secularism. Majority questions the government that given reservations is unfair. Majority demands reservation because they will get out shadowed by the majority. Another difficulty is that government try to protect the minority, but it is the majority values, festivals, etc. are being followed. These controversies are further being related by the interference of political parties. Actually, religions now politics taken place in the realm of religion. We take care of minority without upsetting the majority, at the same time maintaining peace, tolerance and harmony among the communities and the societies. When we got independence, Nehru said that we are a democratic, secular, sovereign country. Okay? Next, state and civil societies. What does it mean? Means the democracy. Form of government where people have a say and have the right to vote for their leaders, means the political party leaders, and can use their fundamental rights. Authoritative means from the government where people cannot question the government or hold them accountable. All civil rights are curtailed, that is authoritative. The institutions are unable to respond to the needs of the people under authoritative government. Students, I hope all of you knows the concept that is civil society. Yes, in the class 11 we have already learned that the civil society. Again I am repeating, non-state, voluntary, private domain, not commercialized profit is not important. It is an organization which is not commercialized or profit oriented and outside private domain. Civil society are those societies or the organization that fight for the rights of people, especially the suppressed classes. Civil society keep a watch on the government action and fight for injustice. For example, the political parties, mass media, NGOs, newspaper, women associations, etc. Okay. So students, from the civil societies, what is the work of the civil societies? Keep a watch on government and to see if they are using funds fairly, to see that laws are being implemented or not, if government is functioning properly. For example, Right to Information Act 2005, when government funds were allotted to villages for constructions of road, buildings of school, they took it up with the government and looked into it. So according to this act, any general person can demand to the government allocations of funds, tax and copy of the fund document. It is a right of people to demand from the government. The funds have been allocated for different projects. This was to do with the government only, not with the private sector. People have right to question the government. So understood, student? Right to Information Act 2005. And what is the work of the civil society? So students, I am requesting to all of you, please go through the whole chapter. Try to revise the chapter again and again, because we will face different kinds of MCQs and the fill in the blanks from the in depth of the chapter. So it's better, please go through the whole chapter. And if you will face any problem or any kind of queries, please you can ask it in my Zoom class. I will solve your problem. Okay, today this much only. Thank you everyone.